afternoon, South Africa, and welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Bonnie Booty.
And I'm Jeannie D, and I hope you're having a gloriously sunny, almost spring afternoon. I can tell you now, I'm probably the most excited person in the country that winter is almost over.
Yeah, I've just about had it with this cold. I really have had it. Now, I'm sure you've noticed all this beautiful art we've got displayed in the loft. Well, the creator of it is Lionel Smit, and he'll be joining us in the loft today to chat about these beautiful masterpieces and what inspired them.
We also have another inspirational woman, former Miss South Africa, Vanessa Carreira. She's in the loft, and she's going to be telling us about motherhood. She has 4 children, 3 triplets. I mean, and she looks
incredible.
Better than she's ever looked in her entire life. She's in the loft. We also have another edition of our fabulous fashion series. We head to the Joburg Fashion Exchange to have a look at our young designers. But we also have Danilo and my favorite designers in the loft today.
Indeed we do. We've got Kluk CGDT joining us in the loft today, and that's made up of Malcolm and Christian. Guys, it's such an honor to have you guys here. First of all, the designers of Vanessa's dress, beautiful for her wedding.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Was that looking forward to catching up with them, yeah?
It's always the person in the dress that makes it beautiful.
Said as a true designer. Also, speaking about food and amazing things, we've also got Claire in the kitchen with us today, and we're making an incredible soup for winter season, something a little bit different this time, though. I've never seen this soup been made before.
Simple but delicious. Parsnip, leek and apple. Ooh. Great flavour pairings.
Sounds absolutely delicious. If you want to interact with us on the show today, afternoonexpress.co.za is where you can find the recipe and shopping list. Afternoon Chat on Twitter using the hashtag AfternoonExpress. Find us on Facebook and go and comment over there. But now from the kitchen to the couch, let's go join Bonnie.
She's a former Miss South Africa 2001 and second runner-up at the Miss Universe pageant, and is also well known as a TV presenter on Motswako and Top Billing. She's now a devoted wife and mother of 4, 3 of which are triplets. Joining us in the loft is Vanessa Carreira. Hello, darling. How are you?
Hi, very well, thanks. Yourself, Bonnie?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome to the loft.
Thank you.
Now, the first question has to be, how do you have 4 babas and look like this?
You know what, and I don't want to get hate mail, but I think a lot of it is genetic. My dad is really tall and thin, so thankfully, thank you, Dad, kind of passed that on. But you know what, with 4 kids, believe it or not, you don't stop running.
Exactly. No, I know all about it. Well, I've got 2 little boys, so it's all I do is run and lift and run. Yeah. And speaking of which, how do you manage to be such a super mom to 4 little?
Oh gosh, I don't know if I'm a super mom. Listen, if they get to adulthood without being serial killers or really demented,
then you're a super mom.
Then I've done a good job. Until then, we'll see. But
how are they doing? Are they quite well balanced, would you say?
They are just incredible. They're amazing. They make me laugh every day. They make me lose my mind every day. They push my patience to its limits.
Of course.
But we struggled to fall pregnant for a long time, and I wanted 4 kids. So I have really been blessed. I mean, I can't complain. I've got everything I ever wanted. I'm really in a very good space.
That's really beautiful. Now, speaking of finding it difficult to fall pregnant, you're very open about having undergone IVF treatment. What was that whole experience like for you?
You know, I think a lot of women, for some reason, feel as if they need to be ashamed or embarrassed about that fertility struggle. And funnily enough, when we started trying to fall pregnant, the more people I would speak to about it, only then do they start opening up about their own personal struggles. And I don't think it's anything to be embarrassed about. I think that, I had that goal in my mind. I really wanted to be a mother more than anything. And I found it very cathartic and very therapeutic to speak to people about the journey, about what we were going through. It was difficult, of course, and there were times when, in the middle of it, I never thought it would end. I'd look at myself in the mirror and say, am I ever going to be a mother? And now looking back, I mean, I can hardly remember those times. It just seems like it was so long ago, and now these 4 little amazing human beings.
Yes, and all you see is the blessing on the other side of it.
Absolutely, it was worth all the struggle. So, like I said, it was difficult at the time, but now I hardly remember the pain.
You're quite a principled woman, and thinking back to a time during the 2002 Miss World pageant, you were very vocal about not partaking in a pageant that was taking place in Nigeria because of the stoning of Amina Lawal. Share some of that with us, please. I
think that having been selected as Miss South Africa, You know, I think that there are obviously a lot of young girls, a lot of young women who look up to a position like that. And at the time, for me, there was no other decision to make.
Wow.
You know, when you are supposed to be partaking in a pageant where the theme or the message that they're trying to convey is beauty with a purpose, I mean, what greater purpose is there than uplifting other women?
Yeah.
So for me, there was just a very strange kind of oxymoron going on about having this pageant, beauty with a purpose. At the same time, it's taking place in a country where this young woman was being stoned for having a baby out of wedlock.
Wow.
It didn't make any sense to me at all. So for me, it was a knee-jerk reaction. I was actually asked at the time, will you be participating? And I said no immediately. In retrospect, I don't regret that decision at all. And I hope that one day when my girls are big enough to understand and to realize where I've been and what I've been through, I think
I'll be really proud.
I hope they'll be proud.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we've always known you as a really hard-working woman. How has parenting changed the work front? Are we going to see you come back after a while?
I don't know. For me, I'm very aware of how lucky I am to be there with my kids 24/7.
I can totally relate to that. Yeah.
So I think it's a massive privilege. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying watching them growing. Leo got his first big tooth the other day, which reduced me to tears.
Oh.
I couldn't believe that my big boy is getting his first big tooth. It's just very sad. When do they lose that innocence and their purity? I'm not
they
looking
grow up
forward to
so
it.
quickly. That's why you've got to savor every moment.
Which is why. So before they start hating me and resenting me as their mother, I'm going to just enjoy the time I have with them now.
They'll never resent you.
I think
Absolutely
they will.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Just a reminder to go out and get your 50 Rand off South Africa's #1 foundation just by purchasing Revlon Color Stay Foundation now at any leading retail and pharmacy store nationwide. Take a selfie with the product and you and your +1, your bestie or your lover, could win a 24 hours experience in Bonang's life, hanging here on set, enjoying the city life by dining at one of her favorite restaurants, staying at her favorite hotel and turning love on, whether you're in love or looking for love. So just take a pic of you and your Revlon Color Stay Foundation and tweet at Afternoon Chat, #Foundation Fridays, #LoversOn, or post it on our Facebook page, Afternoon Express. This amazing prize valued at 25,000 Rand includes an all-expenses paid trip to Cape Town for 2, dinner at an A-list restaurant, plus a 10,000 Rand shopping spree. So get tweeting now, just like these viewers have already done. Don't forget these hashtags, #Foundation Fridays, #LoversOn. We'll be right back, so don't go away.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express South Africa. In the kitchen today, we're making something nice and warm for those cold, chilly winter days. It's a parsnip, leek and apple soup. And if you guys want the full recipe, it's on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, and the shopping list is available for you over there. But we're going to show you some of the tips and tricks on how to make the soup absolutely delicious for all of your guests at home or your family. Claire, so I want to know actually, first of all, where we just begin with soups, because I like the fact that today we're making something that's a little bit more wholesome and full.
Yeah, so soups is all about the base. You want to start with a good base. So typically, if it's a vegetable soup, you'd have carrots, onions, and some sort of celery.
Yes.
That's the good starting point for it. My base is the leeks, and that's the onion element. So leeks have that sort of milder, sweeter onion taste to it. So that's what I'm looking for to kind of pair it with the apple.
Amazing. I've never heard of apple in a soup, so that sounds like a cool idea. Yeah.
I know it's strange when you think fruit in a soup, but apple goes really well with parsnip and leek, and it just adds a sweetness to it. Sweetness and a little bit of body.
Cool.
So that's what
I'm willing to help you, so how can I help?
So we're just going to chop those up. We're going to aim for a similar size to the parsnip. Thing with soup is that you always want to have your vegetables at the same size so they cook evenly. That's kind of a tip.
Although aren't we going to be blending this up at some point, so does it really matter?
No, so it's all about just the cooking. It's not about the final product. It's literally just about making sure that they cook evenly. If you have huge, big parsnips and tiny little leeks, your leeks are going to eventually disappear.
Okay, I see.
And disintegrate.
Yeah, makes sense.
So while you're doing that, let's just get some butter in the pan here.
Can I quickly ask you something? I've always wanted to know with these leeks, do you always chop up to the stem or do you like leave the white bits
I
out?
always go up to the roots.
Right to the roots.
Because I think waste not, want not. And especially in a soup, you want to use as much as you can.
Okay, cool.
Just chop off that
Chop off the little ends.
Yeah,
Okay,
just chop off the end of the root. And do you want to pass me the parsnip over there?
Pass the parsnip.
We're going to start with that, just caramelize the parsnip. Because this one takes the longest.
Okay. Any tips and tricks with this recipe that we can do to kind of spice it up, add a little bit of a difference to it, a nice twist?
Okay, well, if you can't find parsnips, because parsnips are sort of at the end of season, so we're on the low. Potatoes, totally fine.
Okay.
All good. leeks, you can add onions if you don't like
Sweet
leeks
potato?
for some reason. Sweet potato, definitely.
Would be amazing.
Sweet potato and apple will be quite a sweeter soup.
Yes.
So just be mindful of that, but it'll still be delicious. In terms of stock, I'm using chicken stock just because, as we know, I'm quite a big fan of chicken stock. Love chicken stock with everything. You might think it's weird because it's a vegetable soup. You don't have to use vegetable stock, chicken stock. You can use vegetable stock.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to swing those over here?
Yes, sure. I'm throwing these around. I'm going to pick them up with my hand, rather.
I thought I'd make it a little bit interesting for you today.
Yeah, thanks. I see you've also got the apple soaking in something here. What is the apple in?
Okay, so we've chopped those ahead of time. If you are going to chop them ahead of time, just add them into water with a little bit of lemon juice. That acid in the lemon juice stops it from browning.
Oh, cool trick.
I was doing it with a brown
And you've also taken all the skins off, I see. Is that just to obviously give it a little more of a soft...
when you blend the apple, you're going to end up with sort of a bitty taste in your mouth from the skin, so take it off.
Cool.
It's just better to take it off.
Nice idea.
Do you want to hand me some of the apples? Go for it.
Cool. This goes in there.
So also what you can do, I've just sort of popped everything in here and then, to start, but if the apples cook the fastest, so you can also wait a little while for all your vegetables to cook first, then finish with the apples, because they don't actually need that much time to cook, but just for the sake of sort of showing everyone how to do it, we're going to chuck them in here
And in terms of numbers, how many parsnips, how many leeks? Sort of like a punnet of leeks that you've got in there, punnet of parsnips, and then apples, like 2 or 3?
Definitely less than your other vegetables, so probably half of what you're adding to the rest of the stuff. Half or a quarter, because it's just sweetness and flavour we're adding in there.
Yes.
You don't want to actually make apple soup.
Yes.
That's kind of
that wouldn't be cool.
Yeah, you want to chuck in the thyme? Thyme's a great flavour.
Do you just put them in as with stem and all?
Chuck it all in. Later you can pull out the woody sort of stems, but otherwise you're just going to blend it all together. And then in goes our stock, like I said, chicken stock or vegetable stock, whatever floats your boat. Aha, look at us finishing each other's sentences.
Or whatever floats your turnips and your other stuff. Anyway, parsnips, sorry, not turnips.
Okay, and then that we're going to just bring up to the boil, then down to a simmer, and just let it cook until the vegetables are done.
Cool. What else are we making today, by the way? So just we know.
Okay, so as a little topping on top of it, because you can eat it just as it is, fantastic. A little bacon and parsley topping, and then what we've done, we've taken the parsnip. We'll explain this later. I'm getting all excited. Peel the parsnips, make chips out of that, and then leftover centre core pieces we actually put in here in the beginning. So you don't want to waste that.
Yes, amazing.
So our toppings are later.
I'm looking forward to all of this amazingness in the kitchen later on. In the meantime, though, Jeannie's got Malcolm and Christian on the couch.
Thanks, Danilo. A unique experience, a celebration of beauty and a departure from the mundane is what designers Malcolm Kluk and Christian Gabriel de Toy set out to create with Kluk CGDT's latest collection called Artisan, which showcased at the Cape Town Fashion Week recently. Now, with this range, the duo takes fashion into the world of art, and in collaboration with Levi's Africa and 9 prominent photographers, they created a fashion exhibition extravaganza, and all of this for a good cause. Welcome, Malcolm and Christian. Welcome to our loft. So firstly, tell us about this fantastic exhibition extravaganza. I think every time you guys put on a show, it is something exquisite. You always find different venues and always a different kind of magic. So how was this one different?
As you said, we try and show in a different way, because we always find that the client gets an emotional attachment to what we do when we give them an experience. And this time we wanted to do something different. We had this opportunity to work with Levi's and to play with their jeans and to go into the factory. That was the best part, and to use all the machines and just have fun. And that gave us this idea of an exhibition, of showing the work off in a more permanent way. As art, really, and also to collaborate with the photographers and give them free rein to do whatever they wanted to do. And it was quite difficult for us to give up the work, because usually we're very in control.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was great fun.
I think the excitement for that was as well that you give them the clothes and you tell them do whatever you want. So for us, it was as much a surprise to see what the end result will be. And exciting for us as well, because it's not in our hands.
Yeah.
We've made the clothes, but we're handing it over to the photographers and they can do whatever they want. So it's been quite exciting.
How did you choose the 9 photographers?
Each of the photographers it was our experience with them. So some of them we've worked with before, some of them is work we've liked, we've watched and we've seen, and others there was just this passion and this energy, and that's what it's all about for us. It's not about the money, or it's really about the work.
Exactly.
And the passion and the will. They really want to be involved, and they get excited about what they do. And we loved that about them, and we wanted to give young new creatives, I don't know what, the young creatives, a chance just to be expressive.
And also to make it into art, I think, was very important. Exactly. So it's not necessarily a fashion spreadsheet, it's something that you would actually hang into your lounge or in your home to make it more, give it a lifespan.
Were there any pictures in particular that you looked at and you were just blown away? I mean, I want to know about those moments, because if you don't know what to expect, you don't really know where to, I mean...
For me, one of the exciting things were Cope Figgins, the boys. They didn't know what to do, and I remember they asked Malcolm, so what is the brief? And Malcolm says, there's no brief, you do whatever you want. You can shoot it on a dog if you want to. And they literally went and they shot the clothes on a dog, and it was unbelievable. And that's exactly what it is. It's expression of art, of who they are and what they stand for.
Exactly.
In the combination, obviously, with what we did.
Yeah, so, it's such a difficult question to answer, because how can we say... I mean, we can obviously have a preference, but art is completely subjective.
Exactly.
So everyone has their own favourites, and for us, it's almost like... it's like watching your children grow. So the clothes were our children, we sort of saw what happened to them as they went out into the world, and each photographer represented themselves in a different way. And I mean, I love Bettina's had a romantic feel, and I loved Sivan, which was very sort of detailed and kind of in your face, and we loved More Fire. It was also very creative, and they took it a little bit further by reworking the photographs after they were printed. Trevor Stuurman is very street, it's very direct. It was
street photography.
Yeah, it was amazing.
For,
they all had their own essence.
Now let's get back to the collection as well. I mean, you recently had a trip to Tokyo that just looked amazing. Obviously, I stalk your Instagram account. So, I mean, that looked incredible. Where did all the inspiration come from to put together this collection?
I think there's been a huge Asian influence since the Tokyo trip throughout all the collections we've done subsequently. And I think even going forward into summer, there's definitely going to be a few kimonos, a few draping, a little bit of floral blossom, etc. But I think this time it was really expressing ourselves in an artistic manner. Yeah. So bringing in the artisan side, taking jeans and actually painting them with paint, because why not? Yeah. But then also having it with silk chiffon and a bit of embroidery and studding. So it's a combination of all aspects.
And I think the trip also was it's somewhere that we've always wanted to go, and it was incredibly inspirational. Yeah. And one of the things we learned from going to Tokyo was about getting back to the process of why we're in fashion, and that's being creative. And I think that was one of the big points. I mean, every year Christian and I sort of sit and discuss on what are we gonna do this year, and how are we gonna change our business or keep up with what's going on. And one of the things was to really get back to the product and to be very hands-on and to be more exclusive and to sort of build the luxury side of what we do. Exactly. And so this one-of-a-kind, this handmade, all of those things, which is very big in Tokyo and Japan, is what we want to bring over here too.
Well, I have to just say, I've worked with the two of you for years and years and years, and I think the secret and the reason why you are the best, well, probably the best duo designers in South Africa is because you're consistently brilliant and you care so much about your product. So I cannot wait to see the collection a little bit later. Thank you so much for coming, and well done. You are both brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Make sure you stay tuned, because Kluk CGDT will be showing us some of their amazing items a little bit later on. And make sure you enter our Go Green SMS competition. All of the details for this week's question are available on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Remember, you will also automatically be entered into the draw for the ultimate grand prize. Take a look.
The Afternoon Express team is going green. Join us every Tuesday at 4 p.m. until September as we bring you the most innovative trends in sustainable fashion, food, decor and design, as well as handy tips to help you reduce your carbon footprint.
Answer our Go Green question every Tuesday and stand a chance to win a R1,000 Woolies gift card every week.
Plus, simply by entering, you also go into the big draw for the ultimate grand prize worth over R500,000.
Including a dream sustainable kitchen makeover from Cordev, fitted with Bosch appliances with R300,000. Also, up to R250,000 worth of home upgrades so you can live off the grid. Plus, food and homeware from Woolworths valued at R75,000. And a R25,000 towards a school of your choice with My School.
So, go big, go green with Afternoon Express every Tuesday at 4 p.m. to win these amazing prizes.
Woolies and I collaborating to raise 100 million Rand through the My School program. Are you with us?
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Considered one of South Africa's most talented artists, he is best known for his contemporary portraiture, executed through monumental canvases and sculpture. His love for art started at a young age when he was exposed to the world of sculpture through his father, renowned sculptor Lionel Smit. And as an Afternoon Express viewer, you will be very familiar with his work. Joining us on the couch is the mastermind behind many of the exquisite pieces on display in our loft, Lionel Smit. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Good afternoon.
I feel like we already have so much of you in this loft every single day. I think of you every single day because, of course, you've done these amazing pieces over here.
Yes, that's true. I think you guys basically stole them from my studio.
Well, that's good to know, because when we have to return them, I might just take them back to my home instead of your studio. But Lionel, I mean, I've had the pleasure of visiting your studio before, and it really is such an amazing creative space. You've kind of divided sculpture and then the portraiture. What do you think is your favorite?
Well, I think I don't know, because that's why I think I'm a bit confused, because I like so many different things, and that's why I grew up sculpting, because my father's a sculptor, but then I kind of like rediscovered painting on my own, and that became this thing that was mine, you know. And then later on, 10 years later, I started sculpting again, and then I kind of like went in between both of them. So I think there's a definite connection between them. There's no either or.
Your father's obviously an amazing sculptor, but there's quite a funny story as to how he inspired your career, I suppose, as an artist.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of stories, but basically what inspired my career is that he didn't give me any pocket money, and I had to kind of like make paintings and drawings for money. And actually, the first time I had an interview the other day, and they asked me how did everything start, and I remember being a teenager, going to my dad's exhibitions in the garden that we had, like a sculpture garden, and putting the piece up there and making my own makeshift name tags and price tags, and they were like a fraction of the price, so people ended up buying them. And that's kind of like where everything started, really. Yeah.
And, I mean, how much money would you have made as a kid? I mean, they were selling, obviously.
Yes, well, I had an awesome hi-fi system.
Oh, really?
So enough to buy that.
I wish
Stuff like that, yeah.
I wish there was some way of following up of who were those people that bought your work in the early years.
Yeah.
For like a few $100 maybe.
Yeah, I actually have a couple of those clients that are still my clients today. That
No
buy my
ways.
work, yes.
And do they still have your early work still exhibited?
Yes, yes.
And how old would you have been, say?
Probably anything from about 14 to, you know, to 17, 18, that would be like some of the earliest pieces I made.
Oh, wow, that is magnificent. Now, talking about this series, I suppose, it's so beautiful. Your faces are just so intriguing and kind of mysterious as well. But who are the people that you paint?
Well, the people that I paint are mostly people that are in my environment that I'm surrounded with. So I would just see someone and they would have certain intensity or the certain feel that I want to convey or whatever, and then I would just approach them, which is usually an awkward conversation.
I know, I remember you did ask once me, but you haven't painted me yet.
Yeah, that's an awkward conversation. But actually, lately, I've started using a couple of models that I would see around and then actually get them into the studio and take photographs. I actually used I saw an image of someone and that it just grabbed me, and it ended up being a model in New York. So I had to get a photographer to photograph her because I couldn't get her to the studio, but she just had this amazing image that just wouldn't go away. So I actually, had images sent to me, and I usually work from photographs, so that's basically what I did, So I used someone that intrigued me and,
That's amazing. I usually just date someone who intrigues me when I see that you paint them. Now, you are doing so well. You're probably one of the youngest investment artists, I suppose, in South Africa and across the world. I mean, New York, Milan, Hong Kong, it's London. You are just all over the place. What is it about your work that you think has become a global phenomenon?
That's very difficult to say, because I think, it's almost like, writing a song. One day you'll have a hit song and then the next, nothing happens. So I think it's maybe a combination of various things. Maybe the right place, the right time, creating pieces that have a little bit of everything, because I feel inspired by a lot of different things. Like I like abstract art, I like realism, I like, contemporary painting. So I try to pull all those together in one. So there's always something, it's very diverse in one. So maybe someone relates to each one of those things at some point, I think.
Exactly. Well, I think that's the beauty of art. It's always open to interpretation.
Exactly.
Now, you've also, as we saw before on Top Billing, I think earlier in the year, you've got an incredibly supportive family. Your wife is also an amazing artist, and 2 little kids. So, I mean, how do you think having such a gorgeous family life as well gives you that contentment as an artist? Because I think with musicians, the angrier they are, the better music they write. But with, I think, painters and sculptors, the happier you are, the more beauty, I think, conveys in your work.
Yes, definitely. I think, there's always a certain amount of turmoil that everyone goes through in life. And I think, I just express myself through my painting and through my sculpture. And I definitely have kind of like a grounded, platform of a family. I know I'm okay, but now I can go crazy in the studio. So, I am pretty normal sometimes. So, I think it keeps me grounded to kind of like, go crazy.
Yeah. Well, there's these 2 pieces that we've stolen from your studio and that I will eventually steal for my home. Will you take us through them and who they are and what they represent?
Well, basically, these pieces I did a while ago, and particularly with the sculpture that has paint on it, basically I started sculpting, and then I always try and get a connection between sculpture and painting. So I think the sculpture became, just this form, and I just wanted to kind of like almost have this connection. I didn't know how to do it. The clay that I use almost have these brushstroke like, texture. And then I thought, well, I'm just going to paint on top of the sculpture. So that connection, that's something that started with this particular piece, where I actually started painting on top of the sculpture, where that connection and the ideas of sculpture and painting start to merge. And that became really exciting. So that's where that came from. And then, basically the painting, I think, was from a series. I usually work in series of paintings. I would do a show, and then they all have some kind of like connection, or they relate to one another. And this one was, I think, from the Submerge exhibition series that I did, that basically, it seemed like, these images, when I first started painting them, they seemed like they emerge or submerge, almost full of paint coming out the canvas almost. So, it's kind of the first thoughts that I had when I started that.
Well, you're an incredible artist, and thank you so much for putting so much of your soul into your pieces that when we look at the eyes of your paintings, we can feel that kind of spirit and magic. Oh, clearly I'm a fan. And if you want any more info on Lionel's next exhibition, then make sure you visit our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Now, orange is said to be the next big colour and taste trend, so Bonnie went on location to a beautiful Stain City apartment in Johannesburg to find out exactly why orange is considered the new black.
Welcome to another great moment with Five Roses Tea. And today we're talking orange, not just as in a great tasting tea, but also the hot color this season. So we talk fashion and decor tips to incorporate into your summer. So Lauren, please tell us more about this Five Roses orange flavored tea.
Well, Five Roses is South Africa's premium tea brand and brings the latest flavour trends and taste experiences that anyone can enjoy. The flavour of the season this summer is orange, and this orange flavoured tea is a blend of black tea with a zesty burst of orange flavour. It's quite delicious as a hot drink and even more refreshing as a base for iced tea as well.
And Andrew, how do we take this striking colour and incorporate it into our decor at home?
I think the question is, how can you not? The colour orange has been with us and is with us all the time. And I don't know what the fashionistas are going to say when I say this, but I can truly safely say that it is the new black, or it is a form of black. It's such a user-friendly colour. But yes, the safe way, I suppose, would be injecting it into various accessories, such as scatter cushions and throws and that sort of thing. Personally, I would go big or go home. For example, I mean, if you just look behind Lauren, she's comfortably nestled amongst some bright orange cushions and a throw, and of course, Cloud over here with her orange leash. I always find that using my local fruit and veg store is such a quick and easy way of bringing colour and interest, and of course being economically friendly as well. You know, flowers die, and whilst they are of course very beautiful, I mean, how striking is just a sack of oranges in a glass vase? Perfect for entertaining.
Wow, so orange hasn't only inspired decor. I'm going to pop into the bedroom and chat to our stylist about the latest fashion trends in orange. This spring, put a dose of vitamin C in your wardrobe. All across the runways at New York, London and South African fashion weeks, designers continued their love affair with orange. Now, Balisa, we're almost at the end of winter, and I personally am tired of all the drab, dark colours. Okay, so when can we expect orange in the stores, and how can we incorporate it into our wardrobe?
Well, Bonnie, as you said, we are all tired of the winter colours, the drabby colours. Orange is definitely the new black for summer. And I think after coming from Fashion Week, local and looking at international, we can see that orange will be coming through as a major colour. And it's already started, like if you look in stores, there's a lot of the 70s, which has a lot of orange, from the burnt oranges, the tangerines. And if you look at this top right here, like you could incorporate this so easily into your closet already with like a pair of denims and like a muted nude shoe. And what I love about orange, again, is like it's a happy color. It's vibrant. It introduces summer. It makes us all feel happy. So why not wear a happy color?
I love how orange works so well with many other colors.
Yes, it goes on with so many colors. You know how people dread that color blocking? You can't stay away from it. It's a fun way of playing with fashion and incorporating color for those that are brave. But those that are not so brave, you can add orange like in your nail colors, like what you've done, wearing lovely orange earrings and an orange shirt, but still playing it safe with more solid color at the bottom as well.
Thank you so much, Balisa. You've really gotten me excited about summer. And of course, thank you to all our guests for all this design and decor inspiration. And remember, nobody makes better tea than you and Five Roses. Orange is the new black.
Any occasion, anytime. Nobody makes better tea than you and Five Roses.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, a little bit earlier, we learned all about the guys from Kluk CGDT, and now we are actually going to see the magic from your collection. I'm looking very forward to it. And you're going to tell us a little bit about it as they come out.
Excellent.
Let's have a look. Oh, wow.
So here you can see we've taken some traditional Levi's clothing and kind of reimagined it in our way with the tuxedo stripe down the pants, and we've mixed it with a kimono from the Tokyo inspiration. I think we're a little bit obsessed with kimonos, so that was for us as well.
Yeah.
And if you take the kimono off, you can see at the back, we've sort of added a frill to the back of the shirt.
That is so sexy. Yeah. And also every woman can wear something sexy there because everyone is sexy there.
Yes.
If it makes sense.
You're so right, yes.
It's true. It hides back fat.
Exactly.
Yeah, your clothes love women.
We love women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Women love you. Oh, that is sensational. Oh, look how smart that is. Did you take the back of the jacket?
Yeah, so this was a sleeveless jacket, which we've actually turned back to front and made it into a little bit of a...
backless top.
Yeah, backless top, and then with the glitter-printed tulle skirt.
Oh, goodness.
Sexy and a little bit
Very
more
sexy.
cocktail.
Bringing sexy back, yeah, literally.
Bonnie, I can see you in that.
I've actually tried that on.
Really?
Yeah.
I can totally
Bonnie's
see
tried a few things on and looked
Yes.
amazing in everything.
Yeah. Thank you. As one does. And gentlemen, you mentioned earlier that the print pieces are for sale in aid of the Sunflower Fund.
So yes, it was very important for us also to give back a little bit, and Sunflower Fund is something that's quite close to our hearts, and we decided to, with the exhibition, what to do with the photographs was to actually make them for sale and give a donation to the Sunflower Fund.
Wonderful.
So if you want to, they are available.
Yes.
Please contact us.
Now, this dress has my name all over it.
Yeah.
It's a very genie dress.
Oh, it is
wow.
gorgeous.
So it's got that top and bottom
That
piece
is
that are
magic.
both sequins.
Yeah, it's a little sequin bikini underneath.
Ooh.
And then the Devore, the burnout velvet dress. And what we had a little bit of fun with the beading. You can see that it actually goes from pale at the top to dark red at the bottom.
I suppose it's again the sort of Asian influence with the blossoms.
Yeah.
And the various colours of the blossoms.
It's definitely a night to after party.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And gorgeous. The thing with Vanessa, she can wear anything.
She can wear sackcloth and she'll look.
So that's very much a sackcloth. It's a silk shirt dress, yeah, with a little bit of a kimono influence, with the sort of sleeve and then the bow detail at the back, and just easy to wear, something to throw on and can look great day or night.
Unbelievable. Vanessa, come and have a chat with us.
Do my model turn, practicing reminiscing.
Wow.
No, not really. I don't.
That dress is
Isn't it gorgeous?
magic.
Oh, that's why I love Malcolm and Christian. They get women. They know what to do to make us feel great.
No, it's the person in the dress.
Answer.
But now I have to chat about this because I think you were quite private about your wedding a few years ago.
I was.
Very, very private about it. But of course the boys did make your dress.
They did.
So we're probably going to be able to see a photo.
I did provide one, yes.
Yes!
Never before seen. I actually don't even think Malcolm and Christian have seen a picture of me.
I've got one picture that I'm waiting to Instagram, so if it's out there, it's going out there.
Okay, put it out there. It's 8 years now, so I think it's okay.
It's official.
Yes.
And of course you had a destination wedding. So what was your brief about your wedding dress?
You know, I think that we were married in Santorini in Greece. Which is just the most beautiful place in the world. And the funny thing is, like, I had never seen it before. It was actually Chris's idea to get married there. And up until that point, he'd been the least romantic person in the world. And then he proposed, and all of a sudden, there was this new man who wanted to marry me in the most beautiful place.
Does this man have a brother?
He does, but he's married.
That he's married. Sorry, Jean.
So I wanted something, you know, our colours were very unusual for the wedding as well, but because we were in Greece, our flower was the bougainvillea, so our colours were bright white, like that Greek white, and bougainvillea. So I wanted something very easy and simple. I didn't want any complicated dress, so it was very diaphanous, a lot of silk chiffon. You know, what Chris says to me is that because when you get married in the Greek islands, you've got to go down through the streets of the town. And you've got like a little band that follows you playing traditional Greek music. And he was waiting for me at the church. So as I arrived, like on cue, a gust of wind caught the bottom of the dress. And he says it was like I was descending on a cloud. The most angelic I've ever looked and will never look again.
Is that when he started crying?
Crying.
Can't anymore.
My husband, please. He did say that he felt slight butterflies at that stage. So, yes, slight.
He's the nicest.
He really is.
Is.
No, her husband is magic. They're such a magic couple.
Thank you.
So,
God, like you two.
exactly.
Oh, wow.
Thank you guys so much.
The comparisons between our,
Because of the age gap.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly the same.
Thank you so much. Your collection was incredible.
Thank
and best of luck, because the two of you are just going to keep on growing and becoming more and more creative and more and more amazing. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you so much.
Vanessa, we'll see you a little bit later. But Danilo is making us something incredible in the kitchen, because I think we've definitely earned it. Not that I'm going to eat again. But anyway, Danilo.
Thanks so much, ladies. Yes, in the kitchen today we're making something so delicious and warm for the winter season. It is a parsnip, leek and apple soup, and we've let it settle now in the pot for a little while, so we're going to get blending that and make some cool toppings with Claire. Now, first of all, these toppings look amazing. I see you've already made your chips ahead of time, and I think you're going to be my new bestie.
So like I said, we literally just took the parsnip, thin peeled pieces
It's like
of
a
it.
potato peeler. You can just...
Exactly. And then the inside we used in the soup, and that we just fried in probably about 2 centimeters of oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever you have. And then we're going to take some salt, just season them up, because everyone loves salty chips. And a little bit of smoked paprika from Woolies. This is quite possibly the most delicious spice.
Amazing.
Okay, so just started frying off some bacon. This topping, again, like I said, the soup is going to be absolutely delicious just as it is. You don't have to add this, but if you want to, you can.
I asked for a bit of a twist in this meal, so I'm very glad you are doing that. That's cool.
Actually, while I'm doing this, why don't you get blending on the soup? So it's cooked. You can see it's pure, it's soft.
Nice,
everything's kind of mushed down, ready to go. Still a nice amount of liquid, so it's not going to be too thick. If it does start to, when you're pureeing it, it gets a little bit thick, you can just add a little bit of water, a little bit of stock. Go for it. Okay, that's cool down just slightly, so go for that.
Okay, cool.
You'll be fine. And then while you do that...
I'm actually going to be ladling it in here, right? So just blending it up.
Yes, just blend. The thing with the soup as well is that you don't want to blend it from like steaming, piping hot.
Yes.
If you do, just make sure the opening of your blender is not, there is an opening.
Okay.
Otherwise, it kind of
Expands.
will explode.
Okay, see, we do not want that.
Because you need somewhere for that hot air to go. Okay,
This
so
is all garnish that you're making on this side, right?
Yes, I am. So over here, I've just got some Italian parsley. Great flavor, fresh. You don't want to add this into the soup while it's cooking, because it just cooks away, just onto the top, into our bacon. And that's just really mixed up. And you're going to just sprinkle this over the top as your topping. And that's it. That's really
that
it.
smell of like parsley when you cut off is amazing.
Maybe just a little bit of pepper. You don't want to add salt to this, because the bacon is salty enough.
Cool.
How are you going over there?
It's going okay. I didn't put all of the soup inside, so I didn't want it to explode on me. I got a bit nervous, but we seem to...
It sounds a lot more dramatic than this, but it's fine. So you can see how the hot air is all kind of coming out to her. That's looking good. We'll probably just, as we go, add a little bit more liquid.
Cool. So can I keep going?
And that's it. Yeah, we'll just keep going until it's soft, until it's pureed enough. Yeah, we want to pureed some more, and we'll add a little bit of liquid.
Cool, amazing. Well, I'll get the rest of the soup in here and I'll blend it up and get it ready for the ladies. In the meantime, you, South Africa, are going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we talk Joburg fashion. Don't go anywhere.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, after months of anticipation, finally, the My Fabulous fashion ranges were revealed at the Skip Fashion Exchange in Joburg. Let's see how designers from SA's most fashionable cities interpreted their style.
The Skip Fashion Exchange is an event where women can meet, network and share their love of clothes, all while celebrating some impressive South African fashion from the country's hottest young designers.
Today is the Skip Fashion Exchange. It's the 4th annual one. So Skip is all about the love of clothes, keeping your clothes beautiful, and that's what we're here to encourage women to do, to swap. It's an eco-friendly way to shop. But better than that, and new this year, is the addition of the launch of the hashtag My Fabulous City range. So we went out and we asked women, what's your fabulous? Can you share your fabulous? And we looked at 3 cities. Durban is represented here, Cape Town is represented, and Johannesburg. And we're going to have 3 different ranges launched here today.
After months of teasing us on Instagram, the designers finally revealed their fabulous fashion ranges on the runway, each inspired by their own unique city.
The collection I'm showing tonight was inspired, of course, by Johannesburg. Skip gave us the challenge to get inspiration from people via Instagram and let it inspire the collection and make a collection for My Fabulous JHB. And with Instagram, I started seeing just how people would take pictures of the same building, but all from different angles, and it all meant different things to different people. And then I came to the conclusion of just denim and stripe and how they were both just classical pieces. So I included that in the collection, and also it includes every girl that's in Joburg, because Joburg has so many different cultures. It's so diverse, it's amazing.
The inspiration for my collection came from an image that was sent through to the hashtag #MyFabulousDurban, and I used the image and I digitally printed it onto fabric, and that's the main fabric I used for my range. The colors are inspired by the rich Indian heritage of Durban. It's a printed fabric, so I didn't want to put too much detail on it. I wanted the fabric to speak for itself. So I used very clean lines. The range is very sporty, very feminine and fun. Washable fabrics are very important to the modern woman. We lead very busy lifestyles. We mothers, we wives. So we need fabrics that are durable, fabrics that won't get damaged and can also be machine washable.
Genevieve Lyons designed according to the mother city's relaxed sense of style and her love of seasonal nature. Her signature conceptual style has won her much praise by fashion critics.
We did a walk at the waterfront and it was a very misty morning. So all the images that was captured had this beautiful mist over it, and that was the main inspiration of having this cleanliness yet this misty layer over the fabric. So we've combined wool and we've combined solid and sheer, and also paneled with like a marsh knit that looks like mist, as well as like a silk organdy which represents the misty over the linear buildings as well. So some of the cut lines on the garments are very strong lines and they're very rigid and linear, but then we've also got some flaked panels, which is layering, a lot of layering of different panels onto each other, also just to integrate the different elements of the inspiration. We've used fabrics that are easy to wash and also easy to take care of and that will last a long time. We've got a set of basic staples which are made out of cottons, basic cottons that are easy to keep nice. We've got some stretch knits which are also cotton based, and then we've got some acrylic brushed wools as well as some real wool suitings which are more of a dry cleaning fabric, but they're easy to keep clean as well with just a damp wipe of a cloth. So that's how we've integrated it.
I really think each designer got to the crux of what the city is about. I mean, the vibrance of Johannesburg, you know, the gritty edge. I really think that came through in a lot of what Rich was able to put on the runway. I loved how azure and light the Cape Townian designs felt, and that's exactly how I feel every time I visit the mother city. And Durban's one of my favorite places in the world, and so I really think that, you know, Sipu captured a lot of what fuels the heart of DBN. So I really thought it was so fabulous. I enjoyed it, and I've ordered some pieces already.
It wouldn't be a fashion exchange without a chance to swap and shop other gorgeous items. Guests brought along nearly new pieces to stock the boutique.
Tonight's fashion exchange has been awesome. I really enjoyed the energy in Braamfontein, Johannesburg. Of course, I'm from Cape Town, so my favorite designer was definitely Genevieve Lyons. I loved her use of sheer fabrics. I loved the wool and the knits. And of course, I loved seeing the other guys as well. And being out here to support all the cities in South Africa and our creatives was just so great.
We got to see a fashion show, and then now we've got a great DJ playing, and then you can still shop and get new clothes. So I really enjoyed the new angle with the designers. The collections were amazing. They were beautiful and interesting, and I think it was a really nice experience for someone who attended.
I've absolutely loved the fashion exchange. I think my favorite part of this evening was definitely seeing Sibu's yellow tulle skirt come down the runway. That skirt is absolutely amazing. Sibu, I might want that.
Whether you're from the Northwest or the West Coast, wear your city's unique style with pride and keep your clothes beautiful with Skip.
Skip loves your clothes as much as you do.
Wow, what beautiful ranges, what talented, hot young designers. I'm so glad we got to see everything come together so spectacularly. So don't miss our Skip series finale right here next Thursday, where we'll be revealing your fabulous style. Wow us with your unique look on Twitter, Facebook or Instagram, and we could be sharing it with South Africa. Remember to tag Afternoon Express and use your city's hashtag #MyFabulousCapeTown, #MyFabulousDurban and #MyFabulousJohannesburg so we can find your post.
If you're a fan of Lionel's work, his upcoming exhibition Close Perspective Collective is running at South Africa's oldest commercial art gallery, Everard Read in Johannesburg. The exhibition starts on the 27th of August and runs until the 30th of September. Make sure you don't miss out on the opportunity to see these impeccable art pieces up close. Make sure you tune into Top Billing this evening at 7:30 on SABC3. Lorna meets up with Scheme Psalm actress Natasha Tahane. Jonathan Boynton Lee takes a trip to Accra in Ghana. He spends some time in the local markets and has a Ghanaian suit custom made for him. And Lorna spends the day with our very own Danilo and his family. He makes them some pizza at his parents' home. You see, that's how good you are in the kitchen.
No, I thought I'd try. So, how do you like the soup?
It's
delicious.
I'm dying to have a bite now.
Absolutely gorgeous. Parsnip's got such a fresh flavour to it. It's almost minty.
With the apple as well.
To all our guests, though, thank you so much for joining us today. Christian, Malcolm, Vanessa, you guys have been awesome. Wish we could spend the rest of the afternoon with you. You can.
We're going to carry this on.
We'll see you on Afternoon Express tomorrow, same time, same place. From us here, good night and happy eating.
Ciao.
Coming up tomorrow on Afternoon Express, two of South Africa's top food bloggers battle it out in the kitchen, and award-winning hip-hop artist Solo performs live.
Another feel-good production.